What's going on, family? Make sure you get these likes up. Get these likes up. Make sure you guys like the video. Also, make sure you subscribe to the network. Welcome to the Lapeef Network. Y'all ready for a great show? Let's get these likes up, family. Get the likes up.
Why am I so shy today? Happy Memorial Day, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you're having your cookouts, all of your parties, what have you. I don't know what Americans do on Memorial Day. All I know is that it's for remembering the fallen. So I want to remember the fallen women, the fallen relationships, the fallen marriages, the fallen children that were never born. I want to have a day of remembering for them. So this is what this topic is going to be about today. Hi, Eugene. How are you doing? Hi, Billy Rose. How are you? Hi, BTK. Hi, Linda. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday, your long weekend. I, right now, am out of town as well. Me and my husband are at our other property right now, so that's why you guys see a difference in, background. Hi, Queen Lola. Hi, really. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Okay, guys, so here we go. Hi, Gun Streets. Hey. All right, here we go. So I want to bring this up to you guys so we can begin this conversation because it's a rather hard conversation, but here we go. Memorial Day is to remember the fallen. The fallen. So when I think about the fallen, and especially in the topics that we usually speak about here on this channel, I think about the fallen marriages, the fallen relationships, the men who have fallen to the courts because of bitter women, the babies that were never born because of irresponsible parents that chose to delete them. There's so many more fallen people in this country than just the fallen soldiers. And I want us to take this day to remember those. When we think about the fallen, I think about the dead. I think about how many people have died because of irresponsible parents. How many people have died because of bitter relationships, bitter women, bitter men, what have you. How many days? I mean, how many days do we need to remember these people? We really don't. How will you be remembered? I ask this question to myself all the time because I always wonder. You guys see Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels just recently passed, and we remember him as a man who was a revolutionary, well, of sorts. He was unique. He did something that had never been done before. He is remembered a certain way. How are we going to be remembered? How will I be remembered? How will you be remembered? Are we going to be remembered as these bitter people who did nothing, who never tried, who were too afraid, who were too I want to use the P word, but I'll leave it up to you guys. We were too P word to stand up for something because they say if you don't stand up for anything, you'll fall for everything. How am I going to be remembered? I don't want to be remembered as a bitter person. I don't want to be remembered as a person who never tried or who never did anything or who's too scared. I wanna ask when you guys call in. I want to ask you guys a question as well. I want to ask you: does this scare you when you have the Memorial Day? Does this ever scare you? Do you ever think about that one day it's going to be you that's going to be remembered? One day it's going to be you that someone's going to be standing over your grave. And do you ever think about? Remember how we said that life is about people, right? Life is about people. If we spend all of our lives just sitting here focusing on our status, our money, our the things that we can get, and so on and so forth, and not caring about the people around us, just like how you have so many bitter women. And I say bitter women all the time. I know you guys say, well, there's bitter men out there. I don't care. The majority of bitter people are women. Sorry. How many bitter women ruin their children, ruin their relationships, ruin their lives, all in the efforts to look like something, to look like boss girls, right? They're the boss. They got it all. They have the career. They have everything. They have kids, but no love, no family, no nothing. I wonder how. I don't know. It does scare me. I want to ask you guys when you guys call in. I'll just ask it to you because it's hard for me to talk about it. Life is about people. I believe that life here is so much more than we make it. And I think that a lot of us waste our time here. And I feel like I'm wasting my time a lot of times too. This is why someone asked me very recently. Someone said, if you found out today that you had a terminal disease, let's say you have 3 months to live, what would you do differently? Right? From here on out, from here to that 3 months, what would you do differently? You should live like that every day. Live like you don't know, like it's coming, like death is coming. Always remember the end. And Memorial Day, I believe, is a day to remember that, to remember the bad decisions, bad attitudes, bad relationships, bad everything there's so many deaths that happen. There's spiritual deaths, there's emotional, I wouldn't say emotional, traumatic deaths, there's mental deaths, there's physical death. I mean, there's any kind of death it should be remembered. Hold on one second. I want to see this. I'm trying to pull this up. Oh, I see. 1M1 King, I don't know the name. He said Kevin Samuel's not the first woman. He was not the first woman. Okay. Get your facts straight. Oh, sassiness, huh? He copied from people like Tommy Sotomayor, repackaged it. Kevin Samuels is not original. It doesn't matter. Tommy Sotomayor never reached what Kevin reached. It doesn't matter who started it. Kevin Samuels perfected it. So even if you want to say Tommy Sotomayor was the first, it doesn't matter. Nobody knew Tommy Sotomayor like they knew Kevin. Tommy was not recognized by NBC. So who cares? I mean, you want to be sassy, get your facts straight. Just relax. Next. I wanted to tell you guys this. The attitude. Attitude changes everything. I've been going through a lot recently, and I don't think that I'm going to ever, I don't know. I've been going through a lot recently. And my husband even told me that recently, he said, your attitude is going to change everything. No matter what happens to you, you are the one that changes what's next. Does that make sense? It's something like this. It's something like life is about 90% how you take things and 10% what actually happened to you. So something really bad can happen to you, but if you have a good attitude about it, you'll be better off anyway. Hi, Alicia. Oh my God. Hi, girl. BNB says Tommy isn't the innovator. Guys, this is not what this is about. We are definitely not having Memorial Day to talk about Tommy Sotomayor versus Kevin Samuels. This is not what we're saying. And there's no comparison. I know people want to say that, but there's no comparison of the two. Apples and oranges, okay? Let me see. So, also, the next thing I wanted to say to you guys was this. when you have this bad attitude towards one another, and I want to bring you up too. When you guys come up, I want you guys to tell me about it. Tell me what you think about it as well. You guys know how conservative I am. You guys know I'm a very conservative person. You guys know how I feel about baby deletions and so on and so forth. You guys know. So when I talk about the Day of the Fallen, Memorial Day, a day to remember, can we just take a moment to remember this? Right now, the country is going through a little process of kind of giving Roe v. Wade back to the states. There are people right now outside protesting, right here outside of my window, actually. They're outside protesting. They're protesting and saying that, this is a woman's right. This is, this. Let's remember the fallen babies. A lot of you guys don't care about it. I do. I do care about the fallen children. I do care about the children that have no voice, that are being killed every day. I do. And Roe v. Wade, like I said, Roe v. Wade being put back to the states is the more constitutional thing to do. It wasn't constitutional in the beginning. So I want to hear your thoughts on that as well, because a day of remembrance, a day of memorialism, is that a word, memorialism? Memorial Day, to remember all of the people that have fallen. I think that we shouldn't forget the people who don't have a voice. Linda says, stop hating Black women. Let's have peace today. Cherish every second, minute, hour, day of your life. Tomorrow is never promised. I'm not sure who's hating Black women. I'm not really sure where you're going with that, but I do agree with you. Let's cherish every second, day, minute, hour, year, so on and so forth. Yes, I do agree. Let me see. Oh no. No. I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read that. I'm scared to read that. Let me see. Oh my God, Bandit. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the chat because you guys are losing it in the chat. The chat has gone wild. You guys are. Somebody spray holy water. Somebody put sage in the chat, please, because it's going crazy. I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna take myself out of there. Bye. So yeah, back to Memorial Day, guys. I wanted to also ask you, what are you guys remembering on this Memorial Day? Do you guys have anything in particular? I want to put the link into the chat so that you guys can call in, because I want to speak to you guys about what you guys are remembering on this Memorial Day. Do you have anything that I missed? Am I missing something when it comes to Memorial Day and remembering? Because I have a lot in my head, but it's really hard for me to articulate it, So if you guys have anything that I'm missing, please feel free to call in. Let me see. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. They're protesting for the right to slaughter babies. Correct. They're protesting for the right to slaughter babies. And I know a lot of people disagree with me there. A lot of people will say, no, it's women's health and so on and so forth. It's not health. And it's not, no, it's not. Is there no link? Oh, sorry guys. 1 second. Please hold while I try your extension. 1 minute. I got it. 1 second. Okay. I'll post it. Tim says, abortion is not a right, it's a choice. It's a bad choice. It is very much a bad choice. Oh, you said the link is pinned at the top in blue. Oh, oops. I can't see it. She said, no, don't let her up. Why? I'm not scared of anyone. Like I said, if you guys have a disagreement with me, feel free to call in. I do not run from anyone. I appreciate differing opinions. Don't be scared. Just stand on your point. If anyone doesn't disagree with me about that, especially with the abortion issue, please call in. What about the divorce issue? What about the fallen marriages? What about the fallen relationships? What about the men? What about the men in the courts? Those are also fallen people. Let me see. I know. So that's what I'm saying. So if that's the case, if you do disagree with me, feel free to call in. Don't argue with me from the chat. I'd rather you guys call in and argue with me in person. Let me see. Queen Lala. She says, one second. She says, how people use Memorial Day, Cookout Day as a day off instead of giving respect and honor to what the holiday is really about. True. True. Military personnel. See, the thing is, I've noticed that a lot of people, well, most people, because a lot of people in America are saying that there shouldn't be a huge military here, that they don't even respect the military, the people that are actually keeping them safe, the people who have fallen, they don't respect any of it. They just see this day as, oh, I get a day off of work. Oh, I get to relax. Or, oh, it's cookout day. And where I am, it's actually cold. It's still cold outside. It's only like 50 degrees outside, so there's no cookouts going on here. I know, JR, I know, but I can't. I'm sorry. JR is like, JR said, no. JR said, oh God. I can't. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Oh my God. Somebody said, no. Don't say that. I don't want you guys to say that. Bandit, I saw that. He says, JR, can you please time out the Soto cheerleader? Don't do that. I want differing opinions. I don't want us to just sit here and agree. But M King, if you actually want to speak about that, feel free to call in. You don't have to argue from the sidelines. You can actually call in. Okay. And then Nas says, women would rather fight to work for a boss than a husband. They want to feel like the bachelorette all the time. Okay, look, I don't want to say anything bad about that because every time I say something about that, people start calling me racist. It's not about the race of the people, it's about the women. And I want you guys to understand when I start speaking about this, it's about women. It's not about a color per se. It's not about that. It's about women and women in general, especially the Western women. This is what's prevalent. This is what's popular. And the fact that we have degeneracy being seen as something powerful, something admirable, is this is the problem that we have. Killing babies, can you guys even believe that that is something that is an argument for women's rights? I'm like, God. Tiani or Tarani, can I get you to give me a wave first? Thank you. Hi, Tarani.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Your name is Ameera?
Right.
Okay. So I have a question. Because I'm very glad that you said that it's not about race. I am so glad that are you black in any way?
No.
Do you have any? Okay, okay. I'm glad you said that because a lot of black men, not about race, but a lot of black men feel as though only black women act a certain way and the other races think different than us and that our men can do things to us but other races will accept it differently. And I'm glad that you said that because it's not that us women versus color think different. None of us like to be lied to, right? None of us like to be cheated on, right? And if our man is disrespecting us and hurting us, we're all going to feel some type of way and say something about it, right? So, I mean, that's good that you're able to be like, hey, it's not about race. Please stop making it seem as though black women are just bad and whatever. It's just being a woman. So, I'm glad that you did that. But I have a question.
I
What
do
type
want to
of
clarify
balance?
before you move on. I do want to clarify. It doesn't have to do with color, but it does have to do with culture. And cultures are the ones that are birthing these types of women. So there are certain cultures that birth more types of these women than others, if you understand that.
Okay, right now, what now when you say like these type of women, you mean like women with like bad attitudes or that like pop off at you and stuff
That
like
are
that?
masculine,
Right.
irritable, overweight. Yeah.
Okay. So like, have you ever seen that masculine both for overweight in your culture of women?
Very rare. Very rare.
Very rare. Okay. So when I grew up in a city called Azle, it was an all-white city. I was literally the only black, so-called black African American girl in the city. So I got to see a lot how other cultures act. Now, I was living with Caucasians, mostly Caucasians, a little bit of everything else, and I was the only black girl. Um, so I feel like there is this fake narrative, and I'm not saying you. Please don't take what I'm saying personal, okay? But I see this narrative that other race women don't act out. They don't act like Shaniqua, right? Um, but when you're in the Hispanic culture, I've seen some Hispanic women act just like the Shaniqua. When you're in the Caucasian culture, I've seen some Caucasian women that act just like Shaniqua. And when you're in the black culture, I've seen some black women act just like Rebecca or
Uh-huh.
Maria. I mean, literally, there is a Shaniqua in every single culture. And
Uh-huh.
not only black women has this attitude, and it's very rare in other cultures. Maybe it's very rare in the environment that you grew up in, like you said, it's the culture, the environment that you grow up.
Let me
But
let me let
there
me
is a
respond a
Shaniqua
little
in
bit.
every
Let me respond a little bit. I understand your disagreement. I understand you're saying, oh, it's possible in every race. It's possible. Yes, that's true. But what race is it most prevalent in?
the ones that you guys mostly see on TV. You see it most on TV on black culture. If you turn, am I wrong?
I don't know. I mean, when I go outside, I typically see Latinas and black ladies that are more, thank you, that are more masculine, that are more willing to fight outside, willing to disrespect their men in public, willing to. I don't see that very often. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay,
You know, my complete honesty, I don't see it very often from white. It does happen. I give you that. It does happen, but it's not as common.
okay. So what do you see?
The Caucasian male versus the black male that's negative. What do you see in the Caucasian male, how they treat their women, versus how you see in the black man, how you treat their women? Because you said you see us in bad, things that you don't see in public. But what is it that the white man does to the white woman that we don't see in public?
What do you mean? What does a white man do? I'm not. You understand? I'm not white. But when I go outside, when I said when I go outside, this is what I see. Now, it may happen that in the house, the white woman is going crazy on her man. That could happen. We just saw Johnny Depp and Amber Heard with their situation. We just saw it. Are you there? Oh no, she's frozen. Can you hear me?
Okay, hold on one second. I don't know if you can hear me. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you?
Okay, I can.
Are you driving? Can you stop for a second because it's dangerous?
Right. I'm sorry. You might have to keep talking because my Bluetooth just went out. So I apologize. Give me one moment.
Can you stop for a second? Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, while she gets it together, I will speak to you guys. We just saw the situation with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. We do know that this happens. We do know that white women can be that crazy. We know that. But what the problem that a lot of us are speaking about is the outright outside. You just go outside and it's there. That's the kind of thing that we're talking about. And I'm not saying that it's only black women. There's many people who do that. But you asked me if I saw it in my culture, and I do not. We don't have that. I've never seen that. I go to the Middle East. I don't see women twerking outside. I don't see them assaulting their men physically. I don't see it. I don't see them yelling in the streets, fighting. I don't see it. So is that a cultural thing or what is it? That's what I want the answer from you guys. If you guys want honesty, that's what it is. It looks like her internet is out. I will take her off for a little bit until she gets it. I wanted her to stop. If she's driving, she needs to stop and pull over. Don't worry, I took her off, Queen Lola. But she's in the back, so if she gets it together, she can come back. I'm listening to you guys, and this is what I'm saying. This is what I wanted to ask you. Do you think that that is a valid question? I mean, honestly, I don't even think that that was a topic that I was talking about today, but this is the type of question that comes to me, and if I say the truth, I feel like I look bad, but at the same time, I'm just giving you honesty. Are you back, Tyranny? Is that your name, Tyranny? Am I saying it right?
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. My mic, literally, my headset, I just can't hear you at all right now. So I'm going to leave the chat and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to
Okay. And
hang up.
try to pull over if you can, because it's dangerous.
Okay, right, yeah. Yeah, let me get to a spot and then I'll call back in.
Okay. Bye. Guys, and Tim says it's mainly cultural. That's what I think, because culturally, I'm going to share something with you guys. I did not want to talk about this today, but since we're here, culturally, women in our culture know certain rules. We know that there's certain standards and ways that we have to behave. There's consequences to our bad behavior. That's what I'm saying. There's consequences to our bad behavior. In America, in the Western world, there are no consequences to bad behavior from women. A man, let's just be honest, a man cannot do anything. If a woman is acting out, if she's assaulting him, she's yelling at him, she's embarrassing him, he cannot do anything because the law has him by his huevos. They have him by his huevos. He cannot do anything. In our culture, we know that there are consequences to our bad behavior, and that's probably the main difference. Tyranny, did you pull over? Can you pull over?
Oh no, I got like a 2-hour ride. I can pull over for a couple of minutes. That's fine.
Please, please, baby, because the internet is going to be going in and out, and we're not going to be able to have a good conversation.
Okay.
Hi, Red Lipstick. Hey. The chat is undefeated. Literally.
Just to let you know, they all know me. They all hate me. So hey, whatever the chat is saying, I ain't doing no problem with it. It's all good.
Where do they know you from?
But this is my 4th appearance in total, and I'm vocal about how I feel, and I don't, think how anybody else wants me to think. I think how I want to think. And, not everyone's going to agree with you, so I ain't doing nothing tripping about that.
Well, you sound like me. Can you pull over, please?
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta get to Texas. Where are you from? Are you from Texas?
I'm sorry?
Are you from Texas?
No, New York.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting for you to pull over.
Okay.
Guys, and also, if there's anyone else who wants to call in who has a differing opinion to us or me, please feel free to call in because, like I said, I am willing to answer any questions. I am so happy to actually speak about it, even though this is not the topic, but that's all right. I also wanted to ask you, Tyranny, let me ask you, so what kind of views do you have towards marriage, divorce, and abortion? What are your views towards those things?
Divorce, absolutely not. Marriage is the ultimate goal, and divorce has to happen if the other person isn't giving what they're supposed to give in a marriage.
What about abortion? I'm sorry, baby deletions.
Okay, absolutely not. I mean, it took me 30 years to have a baby, and I feel like my baby came at the perfect time. So even if a person doesn't feel like at that time it's a good time for them to have a baby, it might not be your plan. Honestly, having a baby isn't even no one's plan. It's usually the Creator's plan when He wants to drop a soul into your body and brings life forth. So I don't agree in deleting anything baby wise.
You know what? I can agree with that as well. I do agree with that. The reason I ask you this is because I see a lot of women who excuse the bad behavior of women constantly. They always have an excuse of why things aren't going right for women. And this is what I was asking you because I hate to hear those type of excuses. I hate for women to say, it's my right to delete a child when there's 33 forms of birth control that you can use. If you're so scared about being pregnant, then either don't have sex, use condom, use birth control, or get the man snipped.
Exactly, but we can't.
One of
You
them.
can't. You can't say that because that'll be controlling a man. You know. But well, I'm not saying you're not. You know. But I mean, only reason I had asked those questions is because I. Okay, may I ask what is your culture?
I'm Lebanese.
Okay, you're Lebanese and you're from New York. So you're
Hmm.
completely different than, I mean, not completely different, but I'm from Texas, the South, and, I'm African American woman. So truthfully, how does your people as a whole, not you individually, view, based off of how our black men treat us, how do y'all view black women based off of what you hear our men talking about?
It's not about the black men. The black men didn't give people their views on you. Remember, we can see you. We see you outside. We don't need anyone to tell anyone else, oh, this is how the black woman, oh, this is how. We don't need to. We see you. We can see you walking at the street, down the street. We see you at the store. We see you at the mall. Remember, I'm not blindfolded and just listening to people. I have eyes too. I went to
So
school
what,
with black people.
okay, so what do you see?
You, uh, honest answer. I see a lack of structure. I see a lack of structure.
Okay. In what category, as far as in the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we speak, what we eat, like in what way?
I would say because of possibly not. One thing that we have in our culture that is different from the black culture is fathers. We have our dads. I had my baba, and I knew certain things. I knew I didn't want to disappoint my father. I didn't want him to know about any bad things that I did. I didn't. I was, you're scared of your dad. You know you're gonna have to come back and answer to him. But I think that that's missing. I think that's missing in the black community. Is
And
that
that
fear
fear
of
of your,
that?
right, and that fear of your father helped you keep structure, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So because of the lack of fathers in the black woman's life, or black male too, whatever, because of the lack of fathers, we have no structure because we don't have anything to fear to keep us structured. Now we're just all loosey goosey and out there doing and saying and feeling however we want to feel, right? And
Mm.
then we're out there doing, there's women out there that's doing, things on the internet that's
Mm.
just like, wow, I can't believe you're actually putting that out there in the open. Um, and then, like, no
Let me. I
disrespect to
want to.
you.
I want to ask
So
you really quickly. What do you think is the reason why there's no father in the home?
because they didn't have fathers, so therefore you don't even know what's the importance of staying in your home. Like, for instance, my dad, his dad was there, but his dad was a horrible man to his mother. So because he seen that, and his dad was in and out the house, because he seen that, that's what he became. He became an in and out man out of his home and mistreating his woman. And I also feel like lust, because pretty women like yourself are promoted on television as the model woman to be and as the prettiest thing you could ever be with, compared to nappy afro hair, or locks or dreads. So they look at a woman like you and be like, oh, wow, she's beautiful. And she trying to holler at me. Dang, I want to try to get that. Even though I've been with my wife for 15 years with 2 kids, she looks good. She wants me, and I want to see what it feels like. So then we end up
I
leaving
disagree.
the.
I'm going to
Okay.
disagree with you because back before, I want to say the 70s, the black family was the strongest it had ever been, and women were not straightening their hair as much as they do now. They weren't wearing these different hairstyles. They wore their natural hair. I look back on the movies. I look back because JR made me do it. JR actually made me watch so many shows. He made me watch like Good Time and Sanford Son and all that. He made me do it. So I saw something different when I look at those shows. That's not what I saw. And the family was together. But I did see a difference in attitudes. Jay Prince, welcome in.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh Lord.
I'm at work. I just got done barbecuing at work. Happy Memorial Day, y'all.
Happy Memorial Day.
You are absolutely right, Ameera. They know
Of
why
course,
we
you
didn't
love
have.
Caucasian women. You love you some Caucasian women.
I'm not Caucasian. I'm not
She's
white.
not Caucasian.
Don't insult me.
Okay.
Oh, my bad, girl. I blame. That is an insult.
Okay. A lot of black women know why the dads won there. But they don't. Again, they don't want to take accountability. And I'm so happy that you brought up that back then in the 70s and the 60s, before welfare became so strong that our women took in like that, let it become their religion to receive. When dads was in the home, when they wanted their kids and all the other stuff, it was black families was strong. It wasn't too much violence. It wasn't even violence against each other. But when the welfare got implemented, and this picture got painted in front of our women, and we already know our black women is very, very extremely materialistic. So they thought by them, they used to tell the government, well, I don't need no man to take care of my kids. I can take care of my kids all by myself. The only reason why they adopted that attitude is because that's the only how they was going to be able to receive those benefits. Then after so long of that's happening, it became a natural thing for them. I don't understand why would they gaslight us and make it seem like all of these black men, millions of black men, just said F our kids. And I got 3 kids that Tierney say because a lot of black men was leaving because they didn't have kids. Well, my dad wasn't really there, and I got kids, and I'm in my kids' life. So that they just be making up shit in their head. To me, when it comes to my black women, I think black women live in a fantasy world. Black women got treated like the retarded kids of the class. Have you ever been to school and if you break a rule, you get suspended or get disciplined? But the kids that got mental challenges, they get kind of pat on the back. And that's
Wait,
exactly
Mr.
how
Prince.
black women get treated, like a mental patient.
1 minute, Mr. Prince. I don't I don't want to go there. Just 1 second, Mr. Prince. I wanna talk to Tyranny. Tyranny, or am I saying your name right? Is it Tyranny or Tyranny?
Tyranny.
And that's
Tyranny.
a pretty
Okay.
name too.
It is pretty. So I wanted to ask you this. Well, not ask you. I wanted to tell you that I believe that men, they don't need that. I mean, yes, men need other men to be men. I understand that. But I believe that men have a natural instinct to protect and defend what's theirs. It's naturally in them. So to say that they just, because they didn't have a dad, that they say, oh, I don't have to be a dad, I don't see that that is the reason. I could be wrong.
Nope.
I'm open to being wrong. But I believe in the natural instincts of people, just like women. We don't have to have a mother to understand that I need to be a mother to my child. Does that make sense? We don't need that.
Right. You're right, but it's not.
If you want to come on, I need you to give me a way, please. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When I had, no, sorry. And when I had my daughter, my children, my son's my first. When I had my son, I didn't know how to be a mother. It was, I think, what came natural. Nothing came natural. Honestly, I had to learn it. It wasn't natural to nurture. It wasn't natural to know how to be a mother. Really, you had to learn all that stuff. And then that's the lack of, as Jay Prince want to call it, because there's no structure in the home, because we fear nothing in the home. Everybody know that your mama tell you what to do and you ain't gonna do it until your daddy come and threaten you with that deep voice. Then you're like, oh crap, daddy's here, so let me straighten it up. It's only when daddy's there that we learn that structure. So just like she said, man, other dads you might be active. Yeah, I see my kids 2 or 3 times a week. You might be active, but you're not proactive. You're not literally there in the home raising the kids. So, and
Whose fault is that?
yours. You're leaving.
What? Are we
You
leaving,
need
or
to
are we
be
just getting put out, or we got to, or the women putting these men? Because you can't talk that crap to me because I've been through it. All these challenges we got to fight not only against the mother, because the mothers know that whatever they say to the government is going to go their way anyway. They come on the panel and brag about it, and we have to fight against the state. And you know what, Ameera? I think that a lot of our black women should look up to women like you, and you should show them an example
I
of how
don't
to be a
wanna.
mother, how to be a wife,
I
and
don't.
how to
I
be a
don't
woman
wanna.
because they don't know no better.
No. We're not gonna do
Ooh,
that.
Jay Prince, I love you, man. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
No,
please
she
don't do
said she came on here and talking about that I love my white woman because I agree with Ameera. She called Ameera white, and she said you just love that white woman. But she forgot that she told everybody that she got a white baby and she was married to a white husband. She had a white husband.
Hispanic,
He wasn't
and
black.
I married him.
How do you know about that?
He
Oh my
wasn't. I'm telling you, girl, they know me.
But you
They
making
know
fun
like
of me though when I was trying to when I agree with Ameera.
no. But what I'm saying is, Amira's heritage, like her Lebanese background, her father and mother, like she said earlier, you don't see Lebanese men disrespecting their women in public like the black men.
No. I said you
And you
don't
don't
see
see
the
the women
Lebanese
disrespecting the
women
men.
disrespecting the men.
Right.
That's what I said.
Okay. Well, you don't disrespecting them, but also the black man treats us bad in public too, man. Y'all be cussing us down and talking crazy to us in public also, and y'all are the head of the family.
I
But you
think
don't
that's a
see
lie.
I ain't never
That's
seen no
cap.
I ain't never seen no Lebanese man, go online and talk down on a black woman. You think a Lebanese man gonna come on this live and talk down on Ameera? Oh
Okay,
no.
Terry, I can somewhat agree with you, Terry. I can somewhat agree, but let's keep it all the way funky now. I'm 37 years old. My whole life, before this YouTube stuff, brand new social media came out, it's only been out for a few years. All we heard publicly from black women, black mothers, talk down and bad about black men. So now they're getting a little bit of taste of their own goddamn. And let's be clear, black men is not shaming or talking hateful towards black women. They're not doing that. That's a lie. The truth feels like hate because a lot of women don't want to hear the truth. But when black women talk about black men, they speak hatred. Can't nobody tell me nothing different because I lived 37 years and majority of black men can attest exactly in their experience exactly what black women used to talk bad about our fathers in front of us when we was little
Okay,
kids.
so in remembrance of Memorial Day, right? What do you remember, Jay Prince? If we have to stick to the subject, which I'm sorry, Ameera, we're going off. When we stick to the subject and go on Memorial Day, what you remember? What do you want to bring up?
Oh, you talking about when we got free? I think it's stupid for us niggas to be celebrating freedom when we got free.
I want to get our new guest to get a word in, please.
Oh, my bad, Ameera. Go ahead.
Mr. Kevin, please welcome in.
First of all, hello to
Just
everybody.
pushing buttons a
Ameera,
little bit.
hello to you, the young lady there, and the classic, Jay Prince, my man.
What's that, big fella?
You know you're my guy, man. You know you're my guy.
Oh, here it go. Come
Yeah.
on.
Hey, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that tries to, bring in everything from both sides, because what I try to do, you got to remember, I'm that mid-level nerd that looks at everything. I'm that guy that studies history, politics, psychology, sociology, behavioral, all of that stuff, economics. So I try to be well-rounded on everything, and I know everybody doesn't have time to do that. So that's one of the things that I try to do and bring to these conversations, so I can bring balance, both the positive and the negative, and then try to find a middle ground in between. That being said, I do agree with the young lady, Tyranny. How do you say your name, please?
Tyranny.
Tyranny. I do agree with her to some extent. The problem is that a lot of information is left out. And that's what I think a lot of us are missing. See, I understand the history as to how and why we got to how we got here versus, okay, we just woke up one day and then black men on this side and black women on the other side. That's not how it's supposed to work out. And that's not how we used to be, as a matter of fact. And all of you know this. And it's just a short history really quickly is, 1970s and earlier, black men, women, and children were, doing all together in unity, working towards, getting rights for ourselves and actually coming together as a group and trying to get progress for the group. The civil rights movement, the Black Power movement, the civil rights movement, none of that happens if we're not working together. You couldn't put together a civil rights movement today based on how we are today and how we're configured. You couldn't do that because right now we have here I like to describe it in a couple of ways. We got a small group of people holding this whole thing together in the center. People who are married, families, doing the whole traditional thing, husband, father, this, that, and the third, and the kids, and they're going to school and they're learning and all this other stuff, and they're going to grow up and they're going to be fine. Not 100%, but most of them are going to be okay. And then we got the people that are on the fringes of that. Okay. And then we got the people that are on the extreme sides of that, who no husband, no families, no wife, no nothing. And they're just out here doing whatever it is they're doing. And there's chaos and confusion. And that is actually creating a lot of hardship for the people who are in the center trying to actually do the right thing and actually move the whole group forward as a unit. And keep in mind what we're also dealing with. Look at what we're dealing with too. We are living in a system that is actually pushing forth or pushing back against us being together and united as families. All right. If you want to break up a group, you want to break up a community, you want to actually stop something or cease a movement, the first thing you do is you attack the family. We know that 1960s and earlier, we were together, with the exception of the time that Black people were enslaved, for that almost 250-year period that Black people were enslaved. Even then, we were actually more together. We forced ourselves to be together because you had family, immediate family, extended family, kinfolk, and all that other stuff. That's where that comes from. It's kinfolk. That's where that comes from with us, right? Historically speaking. And even coming out of Black enslavement, from that time all the way up until about the 1960s, we were married at an 80 to 90% rate. It fluctuated, but so I'll just say 80% overall. 1960s and after, post-1960 civil rights movement, you started to see the marriage rate go down. And there were a couple of things that happened, a lot of things that happened. Everything from integration to deindustrialization to the introduction of feminism to the introduction of Lyndon Johnson's Great Society programs that introduced welfare and actually encouraged those programs, to include taking away education in the Black communities, jobs and resources, things that actually kept families together. You can't, take that stuff out and then expect things to actually stay together and then go, oh, okay, we took the jobs away, we took the resources away, we took all of this stuff away, and now we expect you to stay together.
Mr. Kevin,
can I ask you a question? Criminalize your men too.
I would like to ask you a question, Mr. Kevin. Do you typically when you have, so we're from the Middle East, yeah? In the Middle East, when things get hard, the family gets tighter. Typically, when things are hard, when we lose everything, the family gets stronger because we depend more on one another. Yeah. And every person contributes, every hand is necessary in our families. So when you're speaking about the hard times and things being taken away and resources being depleted and so on and so forth, why is it that the family here decided to separate instead of stay together and get stronger together?
I'll tell you why. Well, this is I'm going to do a Stephen A. Smith. It's just my belief, my personal belief. It's a theory, is that in addition to breaking it up and doing things and putting policies and laws and procedures in place to actually separate Black people, the government offered a solution. See what I'm saying? The government offered a solution. And that solution was, one of those solutions was welfare. One of the solutions also was to eliminate the men, uplift the women to some extent, and give them programs and all this other stuff and everything else, and then try to get them out of the picture, and then create a situation whereby the men are kind of out of the picture. Can you hear me? Is there an issue?
No, I hear you. I'm just trying to get the studio guy to give me a wave first because I don't let anyone in without a sign of life first. Yeah. So Mr. Azrael, please give me a sign of life first. No? Are you first?
Do you think our women was bought?
Yes. Sorry.
I don't think they were bought. I think there might have been some influence outside. So
I think they've been bought because now, like these, when Black women said they got all this education, all this other type of stuff, it's the difference when other races of women get education and money, opposed to our Black women when they get education and money. They tend to use their money to tear Black men down and to let Black men know that they don't need you. And if they do want to follow you or follow under your leadership, it's by choice. It's like they allow you to lead. It's like you got to ask Black women for permission to lead. Like, no, like they've been bought because they're materialistic.
So there's an influence.
You are embarrassing to the Black woman. Okay, let me tell you something. Like I said, ain't no Lebanese man coming up on her disrespecting his Lebanese woman. And every time you come on, I ain't just saying you, I'm not pointing at you, please. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make it personal. But when a lot of black men come on the panel, they talking about us negatively. Oh, but hold on. But then Miss
Well, give us
Ameera comes
something
on, and then
positive to
that
talk
lady,
about. Give
that
us
lady
something
that said she was
positive to
from
talk about.
Africa, that lady that said she was from Africa, mixed with black. Oh, you humbled yourself unto thee. Oh, whoa, you Caucasian queen, I love thee. But you black woman, and I can't believe the black woman. Like, it's about time y'all start uplifting us because other races see how awesome we are.
Uplift what?
Yes,
What part about
right.
the black woman? Okay, let's just say if I go with that narrative right, Tierney. What should we say that's positive and good about the black woman? Give us some examples. Because right now we don't know no examples.
Well,
I
how
could be
come other
wrong.
races do?
Well, if I could be wrong, give me some examples. If you want us to come on here and uplift black women, what should we say that's positive and good about black women?
Like, for one, our strength, bro. Like, we
Y'all
literally
what?
went
Y'all
through
what?
slavery with y'all.
You say your strength? Your
Our
strength?
strength, right?
We don't want that strength. That's the reason why we talking about y'all now.
Well, okay, now look, okay, now Jay Prince, listen. Okay, can everybody listen for a second? Listen to this. We actually do want that strength. We actually do need that strength, but we need it to working together and supporting and reinforcing what we're trying to do. So we actually do need that strength. We need both people's strength. We need the male, masculine and that feminine coming together and joining forces to actually repel all this stuff that's actually trying to come against us, because that's what we're working against. Sometimes people forget that we
you know what? Y'all hate feminists.
I do not. Absolutely not. I do not. As a matter of fact, you could argue that
I mean, y'all hate feminists.
Absolutely not.
Feminists. Y'all say y'all don't like feminists. Okay, good, because
I
the
don't.
definition of a feminist
I
is a woman
absolutely
that
do
believes
not
in
like
equality.
feminists. Ma'am.
Okay.
Black women don't got no.
Hold on,
Black women should never be calling themselves feminists in the
I
beginning.
don't hate feminists.
We're not.
Men
We
never
didn't even make
down.
that word up. We didn't even make that word up, though. That's what y'all not understanding.
But y'all joined something that didn't have nothing to do with y'all.
Okay.
Your black man is not holding. We don't got our foot on black women's necks.
Ma'am, can I give you something real quick? Feminism is about actually equality for women, right?
Let me finish, please. I just want to finish.
Let's let her finish.
The definition of feminist or feminism is a woman who believes in equal rights, right? So if y'all want us to not believe in equal rights, that means we shouldn't be working at all, though. That means we shouldn't be paying no bills. That means that, y'all need to go out there and bust y'all butt, bring us home the money so we can go to Six Flags and enjoy it with the kids.
We've been doing that for years.
Okay, and it's been working for years. Now y'all want to be lazy.
That's when we had good marriages. It was to the point where y'all. It was to the point where y'all want to get big headed and get a job. That's when shit started failing.
Okay, so can I go ahead and report your statement?
Why y'all changed though? Why?
I wanna say something to the panel. I want to say something to the panel really quickly. Mm-hmm. This is something I'm listening to every viewpoint here, and I want to give you a little bit of an outsider view. Okay. And I'm going to give you an example. In our culture, it's like the men have control over the women because the women relinquish their control when they are under either their father or their husband. So for us, when you're speaking about tyranny, you're speaking about working. When with us, it's like we are expected mostly to be home and take care of the home. But if we want to work, that has to be under the permission of our husband. And typically that's going to be the job that he says is proper for us. So I don't see that same back and forth, that same dialogue in Western culture where it's like the woman just says, oh, I'm going to work. I do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. And then there's a problem because the man has no dominance over you. He has no control, even over the children. So I think that could be an issue. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Thank you, Ameera.
I'll say this. Men who are doing this right, we don't want to dominate women. As a matter of fact, I have a saying that I kind of took from Mike Tomlin, the NFL coach. He says, look, we want volunteers. We don't want hostages. We don't want people who volunteer. So if you want to be under or I don't even say under, I say with my program. When I talk to my wife, I go, my wife is actually working with my program or working with our program to actually do something to move us forward as a group. And when I say group, I'm talking about, the family and as a unit. So there's kind of a misconception about feminism and what it is and the part that it played. And technically, if you really want to understand the example and the definition of feminism, it's just anybody, male or female, who believes in equality for women. I absolutely believe in equality for women. I absolutely believe in equality for everybody. Matter of fact, as a person and in the United States of America dealing with a corrupt and racist government, because that's what we're dealing with, I believe in equality for everybody, because I don't want anybody to feel and have to deal with the stuff that we have to deal with. So as far as our women and Black women in particular, you know, because that's the women that I focus on and that's who I'm dealing with, I'm telling you, I believe in equality for everybody.
I want to give a shout out to the really quickly. I want to give a shout out to the super chat really quickly. The Lucid Experience. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says equal rights does not equal the same result. With feminism, equality is not the goal. Power and control is. Thank you so much for your experience.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what it's kind of going. That's what it's kind of morphed into now. But that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be simply equal rights for women. Whatever the men get, that's what the women can get.
It should never be equality. Equality should never exist in the family. It's not about equality. It's about different roles. A man have a role, and the woman have a role, and the child has their roles.
Yeah,
it's not about you can't be equal being masculine. I can't be equal in your femininity, and I can't be equal being a child. We all got different roles. The problem is toxic femininity want to take up too much space. She want to bogart her femininity and masculinity. That's what you call toxic femininity. It don't have nothing to do with equality.
But you have to understand, right? The man is made up.
We don't live the same way.
Clearly, the man is made up of XY chromosome, and the woman is made of XX. So y'all don't have a Y chromosome. Y'all don't have two X chromosomes. We do. So you are blaming something that is part of us. You can't be a transgender because I am a woman. There is no such thing as you're too. I'm not gonna say that because some women become. But it all depends on your childhood too. You know what I'm saying? Some women is hardcore because they grew up with an independent woman that father left them, or maybe their mother left them. I don't know. But
stop saying the father left them, or what you could say, be honest, and say, well, my mama didn't provide me a good father. Because she's the one got that option to provide her children with a good father. That's her choice. She pick and choose the fathers.
Right, and that's true too. My mom left my dad because she needed to find a better.
So she didn't provide you a father. Don't blame the father. He gonna be who he is. She got options. She can pick whoever she want to pick to impregnate her. She's not no victim. We like to tend to think these women as victims.
Tyranny, can I get you please to park? Can you park for a moment? Or you?
I just pulled in my house. I just pulled in and stuff.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm talking like this, Tyranny, I'm not getting at you. I just feel like Black men and Black women, we need to have a real and an honest conversation. We getting tired of hiding our feelings because I'm gonna be honest with you. We know Black women because that's all we listen to y'all all the time. The problem is y'all don't really know us.
We don't know y'all because y'all hide who y'all are and y'all don't listen to us.
Because we cannot be vulnerable to our women. Women, we so used to our women just telling us stuff. We cannot be vulnerable and express how we really feel. This was the only time when YouTube came out, was the only time that we could actually express how we feel about y'all. And then when y'all listen to it, y'all can't even take that.
No, that's not true because you know how many women are in
y'all
the chat.
Y'all got other women like talking about since we talking about this. Hold on, Terry. Since we expressing ourselves, y'all women getting mad talking about y'all need to delete us, our boys.
I ain't seen no woman in the chat room, maybe one or two, that don't agree with y'all men because they want to agree with y'all so that y'all will notice them and maybe choose them from out the crowd.
Well, how about change then? How about Black men telling y'all what we complaining about? Well, instead of y'all coming with all of this other stuff, deletion of boys and all this other divestment and all this other type of stuff, how about just listen to what Black men telling you? They're not telling you to do. We're not telling Black women to do nothing wrong. We telling y'all how we feel. We telling y'all that we don't like the way how the way y'all treating us, and all you got to do is change it. I guarantee you, if a Black woman get on here talking about we need to do this, we need to do this, Black men always take accountability, and we always say we got to change and all this, even if we don't want to take accountability because legalities people going to hold us accountable no matter what. So we're going to take accountability out the gate.
Well, that's why I said men get held accountable constantly and women don't in this country. And I think a lot of women are not recognizing their privilege. in this country, that they get to have no accountability, do whatever they want, and nothing will happen to them. There are no consequences. Voice of reason, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. I have one question for the young lady, and then I'm going to get off. I'll go back to texting. But I got one question I want to ask you. Have you seen that video, FNF, Let's Go, FREE, Bank Nigga Free? Excuse me for cursing, but
No.
you know the song where the girls are twerking and they got babies there. One girl is pregnant, twerking on the car.
Hey, no. Oh my God. Listen, there's
So
so many women that can compare and understand we are free. We are sick of the bull. Like y'all sit there and lie, not all, but y'all sit there and lie to us. You over there giving us your number, but next thing you know, behind my back, you done gave the next girl your number. So it's just like, you know what, this weekend is for the girls. We are free. We ain't dealing with no drama. I mean,
hold on. So here's my question. With the girl twerking pregnant, with them out there smoking and drinking, and the girl's got the baby out there in her arms with dirty socks on, this is something you condone?
No, I don't condone.
So what's your point?
No,
you think any man is going to see that and say, you know what? This is wifey right here. This is who I'm going to take home to meet my mother. I mean, she's twerking on the headlights, but I mean, she's really a good person.
Okay, so let me answer that, right? I don't agree to the ratchet. I don't agree to the bonnets. I don't agree to the Byron type of females. I don't. But y'all do. You know why y'all black men do? Because all y'all do is promote and listen and support Cardi B. You listen to Megan. You listen to Beyonce. You listen to Nicki. When y'all support those type of rats, then you got rat shit. Okay? But in the Lebanese music, it's dun, dun, dun. You know, they don't get to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear that. So that's why their women they're more classy, because let a Lebanese man hear, I throw my A in the air and everybody eat it like a chair. Like what the? No, they Lebanese will be like, they will boycott that type of music. Y'all don't boycott that type of music. Y'all listen to it, and then you go to the club and watch our women shake their booties to it.
Not
so
Tyranny.
Our behavior.
The thing is, Tyranny,
can I respond to that?
Them other races of men got power of their races, of their women and children.
Y'all
That's
do
the
too,
problem.
but y'all
So those women do act
Absolutely
like that.
not.
They get physically. They got physical consequences.
Absolutely not. You know what I wouldn't do? If a woman's actually, all that stuff you just said, if I saw a woman doing all of that stuff, there's no way I would even engage. I'm not going to, I think there's a miscommunication here. Men are not here to change women and to tell y'all what it is you need to do or don't do. We're going to work with the women. No.
You should.
No.
If y'all want us to act a certain way, tell us.
I just said we want volunteers, not hostages, right? Didn't I say that? So if I got
what's wrong with y'all telling us how to act?
Ma'am, if I don't know you from Adam. I don't know you from Adam, right? I couldn't pull you
off
the
your
street.
Daddy.
I couldn't pull you off the street and tell you what it is, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. I couldn't pull you off the street and tell you, young lady, go do this, go do that, and don't ask me any questions and do it right now and don't give me any back talk. I couldn't do that to you, and you know I couldn't do it. And I don't know why you're pretending like somehow you want that, because I know that's not what you want. I guarantee if I could do that, I could walk out this door right now, go find any woman.
We can't even tell Tyranny what to do on this panel. Yeah. Right or wrong, Tyranny.
I do what I want to do. Okay, ain't nobody pay my bills over here.
We're not trying to gang up on you. I'm just trying to give you some perspective on what it is men are dealing with out here. Okay, we there's no way I could walk up to that woman. Ma'am, there's no way I could walk up to that woman who was
1 minute, Tyranny. 1 minute.
There's no way I could walk up to that woman and tell her to stop doing that, because all she has to do is turn around and tell me, you can't tell me what to do. And she's absolutely right. Do I not only want to tell her what to do, I want her to volunteer to stop what it is she's doing if I disapprove of it, and then come over and talk to me and we can have a conversation. If she doesn't want to work with me, then that's a woman I can't work with. That's really what's going on here. And I think you're missing that point. You're missing you're missing the forest for the trees, ma'am. You're missing the forest.
You know what I'm saying?
1 moment, Tyranny.
Okay.
Tyranny, 1 minute. I want to get Mr. Canadian in, because he's been raising his hand very patiently for the last 2 minutes.
Okay.
Mr. Canadian Porn, please.
Before anything, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. Good afternoon, Ameera. How you doing? Good afternoon, my sister. I will just say this, keep it simple. We have this disconnect based on different view, based on different opinion. The problem is we not come together as one-minded individual like other comedians are doing. Like my name say, Canadian-born Nigerian. Both of my parents are Nigerian. I was born in Canada. All my children are born in the U.S. To spend 7 years in Nigeria and spend most of my life here, I see where the disconnect come from. It comes from the broken value system. As black people, we have a very broken, corrupted value system. What we take very important shouldn't be very important at all. I hear someone talk about the song they play. I spoke about that for years. The music being promoted in community, it being idolized, it have been promoted most. This is black culture. When you support an artist that degrade their own people, you degrade yourself psychologically without even realizing it. We don't promote black excellence whereby people are working hard to build themselves from ground up. They are doing things that it impact the community in a positive light, not in the negative light. We had kids for the past, I don't know, 5, 6 years graduating, top of their class. We don't celebrate those kind of people. We celebrate the Cardi B. We celebrate the Nicki Minaj. We celebrate all the garbage individual, which is crazy. But we don't realize it's what being put on TV. It's telling people this is how black people think. This is how black people operate. That is a problem. Now, when it comes to the division between men and women, it fall back onto the history of the black people. If anyone would study the black American history, yes, there were things that have been done by the government. They did that in a way to divide the people, to divide the household, to divide the family. They know when black people are really united and they're working together, because if anyone did their homework, I'm sure before Jim Crow, before you graduate from high school, you gotta get a trade. They're from sewing, either carpentry, building, whatever. By the time you graduate from high school, not everybody go to college, but they use their skill they learn from high school to generate wealth within their community. And this is how you have people build their own community from ground up, which is fine. But when Joe Cole came into play, they had the crack epidemic and all this thing that happened. It was designed to divide the community. It was designed to divide the family.
Really
A lot of
quickly, really quickly. I'm so sorry to cut you off. I have to go soon. I have to go like in, I want to say
I'll
three
make it.
minutes,
I'll make it
three to
quick. I'll
four
make it
minutes.
quick.
Okay.
Well, what you need to do is stop the arguing, stop the fighting. Everybody have a different life experience. What you need to do is try to understand one another. When you understand one another, you understand what's been going on in our own community. Because I live in New York. I don't know what's going on in Detroit. But it's hard for me to go to Detroit and tell different this type. No, I gotta understand where they're coming from and figure out how I can help them get out of that rut. The same apply to the women. Some women are going to the same mess. They're having some crappy ass boys. I don't call them men. They're grown boys in men body. They don't know how to act right. Yes, they're going around, they sleep with you, they sleep with you, they sleep with you. The problem is we need to eliminate those kind of things. The only way we can do that is to try to understand one another first and understand what we can do as a collective to fix our problem. Until then, you can have this argument, fight back and forth. It goes nowhere. If we're not ready to work together as a community, as a family, as a collective. I live in New York City. The Jewish community don't have time to waste. They come together, they put their resources together, and they build.
Thank
I
you
was on
so
another
much,
panel.
Mr. Canadian. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. You said you were going to make it quick, but that
I'm sorry.
wasn't
I try
that
to make it quick, but
quick.
no,
And Tierney, I
I'm
want
not
you to
my head.
just behave
They be lying
yourself.
to
Then
us,
I'll take
girl.
you out.
See the problem we have? Our man be lying to us. Talk about cooking.
Tierney,
5 minutes.
hey Tierney, I want you to behave yourself and act appropriately. Then I'm gonna take you out on a date, okay?
Oh, wow.
Oh, see,
Oh,
I
we
already
have a
control.
match. We have a match today.
I got nothing to do with that one. Okay, not me.
I
Yeah,
want to.
whatever.
I want to ask you guys before we go. Let's keep it light. How are you guys enjoying your Memorial Day? Is anyone having cookouts? Is anyone
I just
traveling?
No
I just
cookout.
barbecued at work. I'm at work.
I'm
Oh,
off
wow.
today. I'm happy, chill with my kids, watching TV, playing game because my work is right here. I ain't trying New York City. I don't try to do no barbecue. I'm trying to be safe from the bullet.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
it's crazy in this city.
What about
You
Tierney
said
and
you
Mr.
tried.
Kevin?
Hmm?
I got my 3 kids. It's the same thing for me every day. The father has
Mr.
decided to
Prince?
go and
Mr. Prince? No.
I just want to ask her. She didn't cook. This is the problem. Like we shouldn't have to go to McDonald's on Memorial Day. How come you not cooking? I thought you was driving to the store or coming back from it.
3 kids by themselves not easy.
This the problem. Y'all got all these twerks on, but you don't got no food in the freezer.
See what I'm saying, Ameera? Do you see what I'm talking about? People like Jay,
You
Brother
didn't
Fine,
mention
people like
nothing about
Chris.
cooking. You just said I just got my 3 kids.
I
3
love
kids can't eat
I
out
love
of quick
secrets,
cooking anything.
honestly. I mean,
What
I've
you
Ain't a
eating?
house
actually,
with 3
I
kids.
just want to know what she eating today. What the kids eating today.
You know, you want to know the truth? I got some chicken defrosted. I just put it in the house. As soon as I get my 3 sleeping children upstairs comfortable, then mommy's going to clean up, cook, and do what she has to do. I have to pick up the slack that the father ain't picking up. You know what I'm saying?
oh my. Okay.
Well, you
And so,
Mr. Kevin,
yeah,
Mr. Kevin, wait,
yeah,
Mr.
I'm having a
Kevin.
pretty light day, and the one thing I want to do is remember the fallen, service members, because that's
You
what
got
the
a
day is
pretty
actually
smile,
about. You
Terry.
got to take a few minutes to do that, and then enjoy the rest of the day and the time, and spend time. The take advantage of the time you have with the family and children and all the other stuff. And young lady, I do appreciate you coming up. I know it sounded like we were ganging up on you, but not. Absolutely not. We're just trying to have some kind of interaction here and positive discussion. I'm generally pretty good with it. It's been a bit of a challenge, but thanks, Ameera, for allowing the platform and offering
you,
some
Ameera.
dialogue. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
I love it, guys. I had a great time, and yes, we got a little bit off topic, but that's
I
fine.
didn't came on the team
It's
You only
my
it's
first
only
time
been
having
an
Terry
hour,
on.
Ameera. You only come on for an hour.
I mean, I usually come on for longer, but the thing is, today I have to go. I have to get into traffic. It's already 2:30, and traffic builds up around here around 2. So
All day. It's
I've already
it's
stayed on longer.
4:30 here.
Oh yeah, see, I have to get into traffic. I want to stay. I really do want to stay, but I can't. I really can't today.
You're a busy lady. You gotta do what you gotta do. I appreciate it. I'm
My
gonna say hi
kid, you
to
go
my
cook some
sister.
food, a
Thank
full
you.
course meal.
Thank you so much.
Money sign, also mommy T, send me some money so I could cook some food for these kids. Bye, Ameera. See you later. Okay.
Bye, Ameera.
Tyranny. Oh, did she just do her Snapchat? She put her Snapchat. Oh my god. Goodbye, guys. Have a great Memorial Day. Have a great Memorial. Bye.
Good seeing you again, Ameera.
See you,
Good
Ameera, in a
seeing
long
you.
time.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.